Hey everybody, it's Jenny McGarvey, and I am back with you today to share how I'm going to plan this week in my classic size dashboard layout. Now, let me say one thing. I'm going to be using Etsy stickers, and I know that's not something that everybody is in love with. However, I think you could probably take some of the things that I'm going to share with you and transform them into your Happy Planner stickers if you stick around. Now, I purchased these Let's Plan It stickers because they are black and white, and I know you're thinking, not sure where you're going with this, but I wanted to watercolor on them. I loved the dashed lines on here, and I often use these types of things in my sidebars, and these weekend ones are just absolutely adorable. So I thought it would be really fun to watercolor some of these, and so I'm going to do that this week in my work planner with these really adorable rainbow stickers from Little Red Prince. So what we'll do is we will do this left side first, which I use to track stuff, but now I think I'm actually going to probably have a new way that I'm going to use the left-hand side, but we'll talk about that later. So anyway, one of the things that we are going to do is I am going to first take just this beautiful little, let's see, we'll use this one, this beautiful strip of rainbow stripes, and it's no surprise that we are using rainbows because, well, it is the week of St. Patrick's Day and there's always a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, am I right? Okay, so we've covered up the text at the top, which I don't need because I don't use this for personal stuff, so it's not necessary to have that. But we do want to add some fun, so we'll come back to that and we'll do that in just a minute. But I'm going to cover up some of these other things first. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these blank boxes and I'm going to put it right here, and then I'm going to cover it, well, not cover it, but accent it with this really, really, really adorable little, there we go. Now, one of the other things that I have is I also have this, let's see here, cute little girl. She's really adorable. So I think, and then it was just like off the little samplers that, you know, sometimes Etsy shops use, they include. So I'm just going to add her right here just because it's super cute. And remember, this side is more decorative, like notes and those types of things. So there's nothing wrong with me adding a little bit of decoration here and there. So now I'm going to layer a couple of different stickers down here. Again, just because I want to and they're cute. So I think I'm going to go first with this shamrocks, which I think they're really adorable. And then I'm going to add the rainbow plaid. So cute. I love that. I don't know why, but the rainbow plaid just really gets me every single time. For some reason, I don't know what it is. All right, so we will add then one of these plain quarter boxes. Again, just as, I want to say decoration, but I can definitely see me using that to label some like notes that I take for work, possibly later in the week. So that's why it's kind of cool too to have that right there. Now I also have this blue strip. So I'm going to take it just to cover the text right in the middle. And I also kind of like it because then it not only covers the text that I don't need, but it also breaks up all the sections into these little manageable chunks. Now, let's see, we're going to add just a little bit more decoration or decor or whatever you call it right along here, because again, I want to be able to give this a header if I feel so inclined during the week. So we just add these little labels so later I can write, I mean, whatever it is I need to track for work right here. And this adds just a cute little way to do that, but it's got some layering. So say you wanted to write to-dos or you wanted to write grocery list. You could write grocery list here and then the things you needed to buy. And so that would do the same thing for you. Calls, you know, those types of things. And that's really honestly where I'm kind of at with this page as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull over the other side. I was just sitting here thinking, oh my God, what did I do with that? Okay. Now I'm going to now use this section for something work related as well, which I didn't used to do, but things are sort of changing or whatever for me. And so I want to do that. Now, how I'm going to do that is I'm going to use this, right? Super cute. But first I need to add, let's see. I would kind of like to use this one because I like how much color is on it, but I don't want it to be right here when this is right here, right? It's too much. So instead, I'm going to take the other plaid. Oh, be still my heart. I love you. Okay. And I'm just going to put it right down here and then take one of these guys, peel it off, and put it right there. So now I can write those things that I want to track for work, and it looks adorable and super cute. Now I'm also going to go back and add this little guy because I can write what that is on this label. So again, remember we talked about calls or to do or groceries or those types of things. I can use that right there to notate what this is. So now I use this purely functionally. So I don't need to add decoration to every single thing. However, I do want to add some decoration because, well, I enjoy it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this guy right here because again, it's Saturday, so I don't do anything on Saturdays for work. And then I'm going to, oh my gosh, they're just so cute. All right, I'm gonna pull this right out and add her right here because, oh my gosh, so cute. And then we're gonna add the watercolor, the rainbow watercolor right here. Now I do want to finish up my visual triangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a little something. Let's see, what should we add here? Let's pull up this guy. It's a little bit smaller, right? Okay, so let's take the, because it is St. Patrick's Day, so let's use the shamrocks. Let's put it right here. Then we'll take a little decorative one. Now remember, I'm just keeping this purely decorative at this point. That's all that this is. You could use it functionally if that worked for you, but I probably don't need it. So, all right, now let's also add some, I want to add the most like saturated color here because I have kind of a lot of, okay, you know what, actually what I'm gonna do, this says work, so I'm just gonna add this here since this whole thing is work related. So, oh my gosh, that's adorable. What a cute little cluster. So now I'll cut this off right here. And I also recognize that I have covered up part of the writing area for Thursday. That's not completely lost on me. And so one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to take red, orange, yellow, green, blue, okay? So I'm gonna take the green, one of these stickers, and I'm going to add it right here. And then I can do my functional writing for Thursday on this sticker as opposed to on the paper where I've covered partially up with this sticker. I don't have to do that. That's not imperative, but it'll help bring back the function that I need for this. All right, oh my gosh, so much cuteness. I just love it. And I'm kind of thinking I still want to add, I don't know why I still want to add more, but I don't really need to. So what we should do now is we should go ahead and do the watercoloring, okay? So I'm using these tropical colored watercolors. This is a Prima. I don't use all the colors all the time. As you can see, I've only made samples for the ones that I do use, but they're just so much fun and so pretty. So now the first thing that I do, if you haven't seen me watercolor before, is I add a little bit of water to the palette. We'll go ahead and add one to each because we're going to make the rainbow. So I'm going to use this pink color in place of red, and I'm just creating a little wash, right? So pretty, but it's going to give me that nice diluted watercolor that I need. So we're going to go ahead and add that right in here, and we're just going to mix it up and paint it. Now, keeping in mind that Weekend has 8 colors, and we're probably going to stick to pink, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm also going to carry this guy over here just to make sure that we're not leaving any white spots, okay? So now I'm going to add that darker color as well so that we'll get the true watercolor effect when we're finished. I'm going to clean this off. And then I'm going to add the orange into this one, okay, because we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pull the orange right here, and then we're going to give that nice brush, that washed effect, but then we're going to pull in a little bit more of the pigment so that we have that, and then we're going to dilute it a tiny bit more. So now we still have that really pretty orange, but some of it's darker, some of it's lighter. You're going to have that real watercolor effect when it's completely dry. Now we're going to go into the yellow, exact same thing. We're just going to create that light, and then we'll go back in and we'll bring a tiny bit of pigment so that our watercolor has more interest when it dries. Look how fun that is, right? Okay, so now we can go ahead and do the green, which this is one of my favorite colors, which is so weird because I don't love green, but for whatever reason, this particular shade in the watercolor is so pretty to me. So now we'll just do that and add this here and a tiny bit of deeper pigment, but we're not trying to go crazy because we want it to have that watercolor look. Now I'm going to clean this one, and we don't have a great blue, so actually what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take a baby wipe and clean this palette off so I can do the blue and the purple. And what's cool about this is that really a baby wipe just cleans it all up, right? So it's a tiny bit of water, it's a tiny bit of stuff. So I'll leave some water for blue and for purple. Now we're just going to add the tiniest bit of blue. Since I don't have like a turquoise or something that I really want to use, I could create one, but I don't want to work that hard. So we're just going to add the tiniest bit of blue. And again, following the exact same thing that we have been doing so that we can add a little bit of color that dries beautifully. Clean that brush off, and then we're going to go right straight into the purple, which is just, again, like the green, so pretty to me. Now, I probably could have included the girl in the rainbow color palette and maybe sort of made the last letter blue and then just made her purple, but you know, I wasn't really thinking until I got here, so here we are. Okay, now let's add a little bit more color to her and to maybe right there, and then it's going to dry and it's going to be so pretty, and it's going to have that total watercolor effect so incredibly easily. So I'm going to dry this off again. I will link you up to these things in the description below, the watercolors and the brush pen, which is all you need. I suppose that the paintbrush would do the job. I like this pen because you have water in it and you don't have to go hunting down a cup of water and make a mess or leave a mess on your desk. Now I know this is, so far it is pretty plain. I'm going to go ahead and take my old rainbow dates, or not rainbow date stamp, roller date stamp, and some VersaFine Clair ink pad, and add my dates you can do however you'd like to add your dates. I just like this because I like the sort of retro feel, but it's so easy to do and it's really simple, and I'm all about the easy and simple. So that's why I use this. But it doesn't hurt that I like the way that it looks too. So I'll just go ahead and jump ahead to Sunday and add that right here. And I'm not going to add it to Saturday because it doesn't matter. I don't use it anyway. So that is it for me for this week in my dashboard layout. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks so much, guys. Make it a great day.